So we got the best water in the world. Added to that, Woodford Reserve only uses its own well water to cook its mash. We're going to go inside. Now look, this is the oldest distillery in the bourbon business. 95% of the world's bourbon is made in bluegrass. Some people say, we thought all the bourbon was made in bluegrass in Kentucky. No, they forgot to add something. All the good bourbon is made in bluegrass in Kentucky. I'm picking on people. Widow Jane's bourbon is good bourbon. It's made downtown Big Apple, Brooklyn, New York City. That's perfectly legal. It's legal to make bourbon in all 50 states. But we got the water. It's cheaper to bring the ingredients to the water than the other way around. This is an 1838. We're hesitant to use the word OLD with 1838 because invariably we'll have guests from Europe and they'll say 1838, well, you just got it done. You're going to meet two things coming through that door. One's a little noise. You can hear the vent fan from here. Second, it's going to be beautiful aroma from fermentation. So come on inside and I'll tell you how to make bourbon. You will learn in that day to make your own bourbon. I don't have to caution you not to do that. As you come through the door, you see two brand new engines. Last year, all the but right now, I'd like to have you focus in over here where I am. We had an accident yesterday morning. Nobody was hurt. The poor guy's cable got around the neck of one of his coffins. And he was coughing, yanked it off onto the floor, broke it, and it had the corn on it. So I'm asking you to imagine that that's full of corn. What was it about? Used to be over 1,000 distilleries in the state of Kentucky. Every other farmer had a still. And he had some very colorful names for the whiskey, which mostly they drank up themselves. Because the next guy had his own. Then came along the 16th day of January of the year 1900. The Volstead Act was passed over the veto of Woodrow Wilson. It became the 18th Amendment to our Constitution. The only amendment that was taken back with the 21st Amendment, 14 years later. So, that was called the what amendment? Prohibition. Yes, I have one question for you. I can talk for an hour easily about prohibition. I want to teach you how we make our bourbon. So I just want to ask you one question about prohibition. How does the word roaring, as in roaring 20s, how does the word roaring go with illegal to make ethanol? If you outlaw something, human beings take it as a challenge. This has been documented. Some people never started drinking during Prohibition. It was fun to run from the police. Let's go back to how we make our bourbon. Now we only have 12 major distilleries. They make more whiskey than the 1,000. Of the 12, 9 of them are inviting you to come see them into the tour. That's called the Bourbon Trail. It's us and 8 other ones. I mentioned our rock out there, no iron compounds, but I wanted you to see an extra word on our signs involving the water. The only distillery that cooks its mash in its own well water is Woodford Reserve. The water here to cook our mash has never been in anybody's sick water pipe. It's never had additives put in like chlorine and such that had to be taken back out with reverse osmosis. It is the best water in the world, and we got it. That brings us to the grains. All bourbons are made of 3 grains. Corn, rye, barley, corn, rye, barley, corn, rye, barley, corn, wheat, barley, corn, rye, barley, corn, rye, barley. A wheat sneaked in there. 10% of the bourbons are made corn, wheat, barley. 90% corn, rye, barley. The wheat is going to be like Maker's Mark, WLR, the Pappy Van Winkle series companies get. But most of them go corn, rye, barley. So what's the difference? How was the grain grown? How do you treat it after it gets here? What percent do you use? Well, there's a rule about the percent corn. It has to be over half. Ours is 70%. This doesn't look like corn, does it? How you got to imagine it is. The corn here, 72%, is grown for us by a farmer, Doug Langley, 20 miles down the road at Chevrolet, Kentucky. The only distillery he delivers to is Woodford Reserve. It's our corn. We don't have to store it in a great big silo. So it gets down to the last 1/3, fill it up and mix it, like buffets, make things scary. We don't do that here. We have to store it when it's cold dust, brings their truckload. So, 72% corn. Alright, this 18% is raw. 72 plus 18 is 9. The last 2% is barley. But something has been done to the barley because it has to be if you want to get ethanol. This is starch. That is starch. And this corn is starch also. Yeast, the little one-celled organisms up there by the billions, yeast cannot make you 1 drop of alcohol from starch. Yeast can only make ethanol from sugar. Remember your high school biology 3-4 years ago? Photosynthesis. Water plus carbon dioxide, energy from the sun, chlorophyll's on top of the arrow because it's a catalyst. And what does photosynthesis make? Sugar and oxygen. But some plants instantly compound the sugars into starches. It's a more efficient way of storing energy. When you put a seed in the soil, it picks up moisture at the right temperature. That's called springtime. And in there will be enzymes, diastase amylase, and those enzymes will convert the starches to sugars. Guess which seed makes the most enzymes? Barley. Now, the trick now is, how do we fool the barley into thinking it's spring without putting it in warm soil? It could be below 0 in January. Oh, it's easy. Just soak the barley seeds in warm water. That'll cause them to make the enzyme to break the starches into sugars. Now the yeast can make you ethanol. The two most important things we have in this distillery: happy guest and a happy yeast. You gotta keep your yeast happy so they're not stressed out. If you're stressed with your yeast, you won't get the same thing.
I like the white.
You know this one, say we're the key to Well, I haven't really tried to influence you, so I don't want you to lose your bet. Water horse is racing against the ethanol horse. Water horse, H2O, 3 atoms, little tiny horse. Ethanol, C2H5OH, all capital letters. C2H5OH, 9 atoms per package, big horse. So although the alcohol evaporates more rapidly inside the barrel, which kind of molecules are more successful of escaping? Water molecules. Water molecules come out, alcohol molecules come out, aromatics come out, and the whole thing goes toward heaven up there. What's it called? Angel's share, which is the name of the only horse we ever had that won money. So anyway, that's what's going to happen. So the percent of alcohol staying behind is going to go up, yes? So by the time we get it out of the barrel, it's going to be like 70% alcohol, which is too high for you. Although this morning's tour, a young man said, you should let us decide these things. I say, no, you can't do that.
So loud.
Fall with their easels and stand all about because it's hard to find these anymore.
What is cool picture?
The ones on the left are rye. But if you look at the barrels, you're going to see they only put in there in July of 14.
Have you ever tried the rye?
This face right here, the Canyon, those rye barrels have to age another 5 or 6 years. Look at the ones on the right, that's the bourbon. And look at where the black stills are pointed when you look up and down the canyon. Between 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock, This warehouse has 5 summers. 1 today, and days like this. Then November, it slows down. You heat this rascal because it's so
Jake.
You can't heat it 50,000. What does happen to the bourbon in the barrel when you heat it up to 80 degrees Fahrenheit? Umami, which is Japanese for soy sauce. If it isn't, it is now. So you only have sweet, sour, salt, bitter, and soy. That's all you can taste on your tongue. Combinations. What you think is taste is probably aroma. So if you want a job like Chris Morris's, you go to the lab, ground for me, put your application in. They'll take you up to the lab where they'll have at least 100 different aromas. If you can't distinguish 100 different aromas, there's no use continuing the interview because you're not going to get the job. Less than 1% of the humans on the earth can distinguish that many. If they take their innate abilities, which they nurtured, into the corporate world with perfumeries, wineries, and thank heavens, the best one in the world, Chris Morris went into bourbon. Do you know what you call these people? Wealthy.
Yeah.
He's not here today. He's got a good sense of humor. Chris, are you back there? So anyway, we got it. Now listen, he finally does put some in his mouth. Looks like he's chewing something. Spits it in a bucket. Rinses his mouth out with weak salt water, saline, a couple times. He's called a taster, see, not a drinker. If you're going to taste 75 barrels in one day, you got to keep yourself professionally functional in the afternoons.
Why?
They have never asked me to apply for the job.
Yeah.
It goes in my mouth, it's not coming out. So, what happens here? We wait for the organic chemistry to work. It's not magic, it's organic chemistry. Now, we're going back up after we go to bottling to the big tasting room, but some of you can see down through the hallway. You young ladies over here, look down through the hallway. I'll show the rest of you from the other end. Isn't that beautiful? It's pretty. It's got like electric candles and barrels down through. It's absolutely romantic. In fact, 2 weeks ago,
Oh, Kevin.
are you all right? Don't fall down, you'll accuse me. Listen, it's so romantic. I'm going to show you. 2 weeks ago, I had a young man on the tour who proposed to me. He proposed to me. It would have been very touching if it had been his girlfriend. Come here. You got to do it right now. You got anybody from Ohio? All of our bottles are made in Zanesville, Ohio, east of Columbus. So anyway, these are going to be filled with rye. We also make rye here. Remember at the first of my presentation, only difference is what percent of grain you use. Okay, now, the barrels will be brought into here. Every barrel in that warehouse has an address. Does he drill and taste every barrel? No. A fermentation vat will give us 22 to 24 barrels. He will taste about 5. Now, he figures out of that, he has a pretty good representation of the rest of the barrels. Now, he will write a description. That description might have 30 words. The barrels that are made from wood from West Virginia won't taste or smell the same to him as the ones from Arkansas or the ones from Wisconsin. West Virginia, American oak grows very slowly. The compaction of the growth rings makes a lot of dark wood. Arkansas, American white oak, all bourbon is made in white oak. Best flavor, strongest wood. The law only said oak, but it has emerged to be white oak. So he has a pattern of that fermentation vat. When they bring him in here, he will have given them a list of what barrels he wants. They'll go get them between midnight and 8 in the morning. Sometimes there's 40 barrels here. Then they put them up on this trough, 7 at a time. See this bead? And they take that drill hanging in that window, drill that plug out, and tip it over, glug, 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 glug. 7 barrels at a time rolls into here. There's a pump in here that pumps the bourbon to the 4th grade tank. Not that one, the 4th grade tank now. He gets all the barrels in there. There's propellers that thoroughly mix it. He takes another aroma, another taste. And then he orders barrels to make it the way he wants it. Every barrel, every batch of Woodford Reserve is not exactly like every other batch. But they do send samples to Louisville, to the big lab. It's amazing how close he is. So anyway, they dump them over here, over there. Then they filter them. 44 filters, 20 inches by 20 inches by a quarter of an inch, made of a combination of paper and cloth. Goes through there 4 times. Most filtered bourbon in the world. Then they're going to adjust the percent because 70% is too high, uncomfortable for you. There's a federal law about that. There's no such thing as 39% bourbon. It's illegal. It has to be 40% or more. Now, what is 40% in proof language? 80. You double it. So if you buy 80% bourbon, it means they added all the water they're legally allowed to. They can fill more bottles that way. Ours is 45.2%, which makes 90.4 proof. Both our bourbons and our rye are the same thing. There's about 8 people work here, and every hour they change jobs for 2 reasons. Makes them use a different muscle group, reaching this way instead of this way or that way. It's like a dance. But more importantly, it makes them think about something else in a very high safety way. Now you see this machine right here? Every bottle of Woodford Reserve is filled right there. If you buy a bottle of 700 milliliter bourbon in Melbourne, Australia, it came off of that machine. If you bought it in Pocatello, Idaho, the Ginza area of Tokyo, Japan, it came off of that machine. How can we do that? We're pretty small. Then we put the corks in. Look at the last word on the cork box. Portugal. Why Portugal? That's where the cork tree grows. The cork has no influence on the quality of the bourbon at all. But I need to tell you something. You take the cork out, pour yourself a little drink, put the cork back in. Do not lay the bottle down. You don't have to keep the cork wet like wine. Remind you something. We boiled it and boiled it and boiled it and filtered it. There are no yeast cells in a bottle of bourbon. Wine has never been boiled. The yeast are still alive. So you need to keep the cork wet, hoping it swells tight enough to keep the reaction in. If you boil wine, what do you call it? Brandy. And brandy bottles stand straight up. So you can keep a bottle of Woodford Reserve bourbon standing straight up for 5 years. It won't change a bit. Why would you do that? We wouldn't do that. We would only do that as an experiment in the lab. No human really ever does that. Goodness gracious. Then it gets the label, gets inspected, gets in the box, that thing closes the cover of the box.
How many bottles a year does this machine?
About 1 million. Yep. You have to keep working on it all the time. And right there, it's the only machine you've ever had with some catfish. So now, you've been so nice, I didn't get you a tour here. I'll show you how to get some with it.
Come on, that way.
Tickets, all that heavy furniture, couches, coffee tables, that's all going right 20 after the hour. Whole new company comes in here. It's still our company. We'll stop right here and come to the Bucktown Road. And they bring all their own. We have 10 tour guides running around here at night. They give tours around here till 10 o'clock at night. And so if you want to rent the place for the evening, you can do that. If you want a guy playing a banjo with a horse and you want cheeseburgers and hot dogs, we'll have it for you. If you want to start off with escargot and go to Chateaubriand and have some creme brulee and a 6-piece band with a vocalist, we'll get that for you too. We'll give you some